city, but an urban powerhouse that you really have to see to believe.
The culture itself is a really beautiful culture, and it's something to be appreciated.
And there's a lot more going on than you'd ever guess.
Beijing is a great place to become an entrepreneur.
This is actually my first time to Beijing.
Now enjoy the 72-hour visa-free transit and new tax refunds on shopping for overseas travelers. Discover Beijing 4, a modern city on the rise.
Beijing didn't need the 2008 Summer Olympics to become the global power that it's become today, but they certainly helped to shape the growth that was already happening and shot the city onto the map as one of the world's top sporting destinations, capable of hosting any number of international sports. With a capacity of over 100,000, the Beijing National Stadium, or the Bird's Nest, has today become one of the most striking structures in sports, recognized around the globe. And another world event, the 15th World Championships in Athletics, are scheduled to be held at the National Stadium in August of 2015. Right next door to the National Stadium is the Beijing National Aquatics Center, nicknamed the Water Cube.
When I saw the blueprint for the Water Cube, I was so excited. It's so pretty.
Covering an area of more than 200,000 square feet, the venue had a capacity for 17,000 fans for the 2000 Olympic Games, swimming, diving, and synchronized swimming events.
Over the past years, we have received over 24 million visitors and hosted about 180 sports and performances in these two buildings. These two venues have been thriving after the Games.
With these mesmerizing venues, it's no wonder Beijing is one of the cities on the short list to host the 2022 Winter Olympics.
The Water Cube will change to ice cube.
One of the most popular sports in China today is basketball. An estimated 300 million people in the country play it, a surprise to many visitors who peg the sport as quintessentially Western. Basketball's popularity could simply be due to the diverse city that Beijing has become, or it could be thanks to the recent rise of Chinese players in the NBA. Or perhaps it's the presence of former NBA star and current member of the Beijing Ducks, Stephon Marbury, in China.
Living in Beijing and being here is like I fit. I'm from New York, so I'm from a big city, and it has the same similarities from it being a big city, but Beijing is different. It's really an international market, you know, and it's growing into even bigger international market where more and more people are starting to come to Beijing, such as New Yorkers.
Which may explain why the NBA's Brooklyn Nets also have a huge presence in Beijing. Having participated in 2 preseason games in the city in 2010 and 2014, they've built quite the rabid Chinese fan base.
I like Brooklyn Nets. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan.
The Nets dancers, the Brooklyn Nets, accompanied the team on both trips to Beijing and turned more than a few heads by showcasing their signature dance style in China.
This is actually my first time to Beijing, which is really cool. The fans here are showing us so much love. They're very welcoming. We're very excited to bring a little bit of the Brooklyn borough here to China.
I think it's been so exciting to see that the Brooklyn Nets are truly a global team. Just seeing people wearing the gear has blown us away.
Back in New York, the Nets hosted their 7th annual Evening of Chinese Culture in 2015. Reflecting the team's enthusiasm and exploring more business opportunities with the rising capital of Beijing. A partnership that also highlights the fact that the city can host all sorts of international sports, from biking to ice skating to skiing, and a variety of other performances. In 2014, a French production company called La Machine brought a stage show featuring Long Ma, a 46-ton fire-breathing Chinese dragon horse, to Beijing's National Stadium to celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations between France and China.
Every one of us is so impressed by China. Because, you know, China, in our mind, is a myth, a legend. So we were very happy to be here, to play for Chinese people. The meaning is really special to us.
From catching an NBA game, to studying Chinese, to setting up a business, or simply shopping and exploring, there is so much to do in Beijing. And the recent 72-hour visa-free transit policy now makes it much easier to experience this amazing city.
The policy of visa-free access of 72 hours is an excellent policy, benefiting passengers passing through Beijing, offering a good opportunity for them to tour around Beijing and get to know the city. After all, we will greatly promote the policy to let more people enjoy it. As the economical, political, and cultural center of China, Beijing always hosts all kinds of activities and events. We largely encourage tourists who travel to other parts of Asia also to stop by Beijing to get them to know the city, and always welcome them back for further experiences in the future.
Beijing is truly a global city. A city that has become a symbol of China's emergence as an economic powerhouse. A city where East meets West and cultures combine. A city that deserves to be celebrated and given a closer look.